Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Epoch of Annihilation. Today we have Demonheadz versus Iconic. It is the finals. If Demonheadz win this best of 5, they will be winning the entire tournament. However, if Iconic win it, they will be going to another match. And we are going to be starting off on Nurse Disturbed Ward, and should be very, very exciting here. Hello, everybody. Thank you for your patience. We are now loading into the match, and we are going to be seeing Iconic here starting on the killer, and a very typical build here for Nurse. And DS is going to be banned this time around, so the survivors are going to have to play a little bit around that. So I'm curious to see how the survivors of Demonheadz are going to play. And so far, Squario is not finding a survivor quite yet. The survivors are going to probably wait out this corrupt as long as possible. And it was a very interesting corrupt here. It's not ideal here for Squario, so. And we see a little bit of progression here on this gen, and we are just going to be applying that eruption and trying to find a survivor here, maybe at main, but see some scratch marks. And once again, we're just going to be applying this eruption to a few different generators and trying to start this first chase here. Unfortunately, was not able to hit the Thalita here. Revel is going to get some distance here. And Squario trying to cut them off, but no sight of him. So we're going to go back to this gen that we knew had a little bit of progress here. And the survivors are just doing a very good job here, not giving any hits whatsoever. Heading back to the main building, and the pressure has got to start mounting here for Squario. You know, no hits, no downs whatsoever. Corrupt is running out. You know, he still does have that pop eruption, but can it be enough to pressure this gen? You know, Disturbed Ward is very rough map, and survivors are just playing extremely well here. We are going to be taking chase here onto Marvel, caught out here at this 4 wall, and not the best tile to play against a Nurse, but so far doing a very good job. But we'll be getting a first tag here already, and it seems like Marvel might have stayed in this corner here. And yes, we do see them just trying to work around this 4 wall, and a swing and a miss from Squario. That is just going to buy the survivors of Demonheadz even more time to try and maybe get a 1-gen pop, 2-gen pops. Who knows how much pressure they are. Marvel eventually will be going down here at the edge map. And let's see if the survivors are going to be able to pop maybe 1-gen, maybe 2. We do see that eruption value, so we see the doubling main. And can Squario get there in time to pop it? Oh my gosh, it looks like Squario's going to be able to get there just in time. That is very, very good. A little bit of a slow start here, but we are slowly picking it up. We catch 2 survivors here by this hill. And this gen also has quite a bit of progress here. No tag was able to come in onto Revel or Fed. So now Squario is just going to be monitoring this hill. And it looks like we actually catch out Revel here. Will be taking a hit, but all they have is a TNL. They don't really have too much to play with, but Squario misses just barely. The tree will be able to get in the way. And now we're going to be committing here into this deep 3 pocket here. And this is exactly where you want to die. Revel will be going down. A very good blink here. And we once again see that eruption coming into play. Still, no gens have been popped. This is looking rough. I mean, 2 hook states for 0 gens isn't the worst thing, especially with Squario decommitting here. And we'll catch out Head, but the hit will not be able to connect. And another pop will be applied. We already see that warning coming in from the gen regression event on both of these gens here. So in about 4 or more, or I think it's about 4 or 3 more regressions, these gens will no longer be able to kick or regress at whatsoever. see Scorio checking some of these other gens out. I believe we see Lucas getting Deliverance, possibly second win. A very, very well-placed blink here. And we actually catch out Marvel here, possibly not knowing that the nurse is behind him. And another blink. That would be a 2-tap onto Marvel. A very, very fast chase. However, there is like 3 or 4 generators that have a lot of progress, and Fed gets caught out here. This is a double slug here. Lucas is injured, and we see a DC. I'm not sure what that is about. We will be investigating that in the background here, but we are going to be continuing this game out in the meantime. And we are going to see this hook on to Fed. I'm curious to see if Marvel will be being picked up, or if Scorio is going to be trying to find Revel out here. Pop is coming out. Fed does get unhooked here from Revel, so now Scorio knows where both survivors are at, and they're kind of trapped in this corner here. Revel still being injured, or healthy, will be able to take a hit and get out of this corner, but unfortunately, we'll be going towards where Marvel was, and oh, Scorio just absolutely doing incredible right now. And we are going to be seeing another hook here onto Marvel. And now, with Fed being the last survivor up and injured, this is looking not good for Demonheadz at all. You know, they played that early game extremely slow, you know, not giving any free tags, not giving anything up. And now we do see a Revel, though unbreakabling, so he will be able to get the unhook onto Marvel. And that is very, very good. The Dead Heart coming in from Fed as well. That is just incredible gameplay here from Demonheadz. They are able to bring this back just a little bit and possibly get maybe a gen or 2 done, but Fed is not long for this world as they go down fairly quickly after that Dead Hard. This will be the second hook state, and these hook states are just amounting more and more. We do see a gen popping though, and now we see that gen regression event that I was talking about come into play. Pop will not be able to be applied to that, and that gen is really close, so I'm sure a survivor is going to be rotating in any second now for that gen pop. So Fed is still down on the hook at this 3 corner, and if a survivor doesn't come in, we could just be seeing a death here, and the 2v1 happening with both survivors injured. Not their ideal situation, but we do see, I believe we saw a survivor here pressuring this gen, but doing a good job at just pre-leaving. And Scorio trying to go for a little prediction here, but unfortunately does not catch anyone out. Fed does get unhooked, and now 3 survivors are up, but we catch out Revel in this corner, and unfortunately, this is another down. I believe, yes, Revel is second, but that gen will be popping, so 2 gen pop, 4K3, not the best, but not impossible what the 4K5 was looking like. And now Scorio looking for the survivor, but unfortunately this debris is going to be stopping that blink, and a beautiful blink here. Oh no! It looked like Marvel was going to be able to make it to that window, but unfortunately gets hit through the vault in the animation here. And now Scorio back to the slugging game, looking for the last survivor up, and it's Fed once again. And unfortunately, we see some scratch marks, but Scorio's blink getting eaten up once again. That is just unfortunate. You have to be so precise with these blinks, and sometimes the game just does not want to be nice to you. We are just going to be seeing him possibly look for these lockers, but Death will be coming into Revel, and now Marvel is still slugged on the ground. Fed would have to do an incredible job at stealthing here to try and play for a hatch or even a gate if possible, if they're well split, but it doesn't look like they are. Maybe I am mistaken. Still a very exciting match here. Demonheadz looked like they had complete control of the game, and then Iconic just coming back and applying so much pressure map wide, and the DC from Lucas definitely did not help. And we will be counting full points onto Lucas for that DC, as hooks were already applied onto Lucas. And might I say, Fed is doing an amazing job here at not being found. However, I'm curious to see if it's going to pay off in the long run or if it was all just a hide and seek for nothing. Marvel getting closer, and actually we're seeing another gen pop. I can't believe it. Torio didn't even think to check another gen, and Fed will be going down here, but 4K2. I can't believe they were able to get another gen through all that, and we will be seeing the confirmed death here onto Fed and the confirmed death here on the Marvel. And now Demonheadz have to come back out on Killer to try and match this as well. It's going to be an exciting match ahead of us. Hope you guys stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back. We are now seeing Demonheadz here come out on the nurse. Fed has a bit of a win con to play for a 4K2. Fed was able to pop that last gen in the last match as we saw. So it's going to be a little bit easier to play for this, especially with that bleed out coming in. Will be denying 2 points as well. It could have been 28-6, but instead it's 26-6. And Fed is kind of committing here into this deep three. And actually, we'll find out. I think that was Matar. And actually, no, it will be Ace over here. And a very early hit, something we didn't see last time. We saw the full corrupt running out before even a hit was taken out. And what? What? Ace kind of running back into that blink. An absolute beautiful blink here from Fed though. And like I said, like I was saying, a very different gameplay from what we saw last match. Corrupt running out completely before we even getting a hit, and this time you're already having it down, and there is gotta be no gen progression or very little, if there is any. And Fed checking this main building, but doesn't appear to find anyone. And we do see a little bit of progress on here, but Pop, once again, we see the same build coming out from Fed. And now he'll be actually going straight back to the hook, potentially thinking there's going to be an unhook, and there is actually an unhook. And trying to tunnel Ace out as quick as possible could be the play. And oh my gosh, that was incredible. And I think that was fast enough to even deny the deliverance play if the first unhook was the deliverance player, which these both teams are extremely well coordinated, so I'm sure they are in a second hook state already. And Fed is going to go immediately back to this gen. This gen is about 90% and it's going to get popped once again. Pop and Eruption just slowing down a fast unhook and an FTP coming out, actually. So we will be seeing the tunnel out be a little bit more difficult to chase, but Fed does not care about that. And we are going to be taking chase here into the comp corner, but blinks from Fed have been just absolutely incredible as these chases have lasted mere seconds. And we are already going to see a death at 5 gens. I can't believe it right now. We are going to be entering the 3v1. No DS is allowed, like I said earlier. That gen will be popping, but for what? For a death? 2 gens actually do pop, so now it is looking a little bit better here for Iconic, but Squario is going to get caught out, the only injured survivor, and it is in a pretty tight 3-gen. Pop will be applied, and now we're going to be seeing the pickup here onto Squario. Now, all the survivors really have to do is pop 1 more generator, 2 more generators. It's hard to tell with the bleed out. I believe it's 2 though to confirm this win con. And Disturbed Ward is not favorable with this gen split, as we see one deep into 6, and I think that's deep into 3. So these gens are not favorable, and I believe that was the deliverance here on Squario. So again, pressure is on for Fed. He had an incredible start, but these survivors are just pumping out these gens, and it's honestly impressive to see. And we actually see Squario out here, and we'll be going down very, very quickly. And we'll be hooked over in this 3 corner. But you gotta think the survivors were working this gen, so that's gonna be a lot of progress lost. And if there's another survivor, which I think we saw a glimpse of, and yes, Nia is nearby. And this is not not good at all. We'll be going to the edge map, but not getting far enough. And a third gen is popping, but Fed now knows where the survivor's at. All he has to do is two-tap Jake, and we will be seeing a win for Demonheadz. What I thought was going to be a very tough task, Fed is making it look so simple. And looks like Jake will be heading here into the main building. A very strong place to loop the nurse. A lot of twists and churns and lots of LOS blockers. But we will catch him out before they get to this pallet. That pallet not doing too much against Nurse as she has the ability to blink, and actually losing the mind game. Was thinking about vaulting that, but thought against it, and will be going down in this dead end. And no unbreakable coming out from Nia, so this will be a confirmed 4K2. And the first set will be going to Demonheadz, I believe, if I'm correct. But Fed still has to find this Nia, who is slugged on the ground. An absolute, just incredible performance here from Demonheadz. You know, going into that 3v1 with the unfortunate DC onto Lucas and still able to pop 3 gens, and then coming back here on this killer and just having the most phenomenal chases I've seen. Just so quick. It's just, you love to see it. And this is looking a little bit rough as Fed seems to have lost the Nia. And this is key to winning the set. If Nia does not get found, Iconic will actually be taking the first set. And they have gone very far away from the initial down. However, Fed might be on their trail very soon here. And we did see the death here, but again, Nia just not being found here could be the difference maker, and you hate to see it if it does happen. It is getting so close, but unfortunately Nia will be found here just nearing the end of their down timer. So a confirmed 4K2 and the confirmed set 1 to Demonheadz. And we are going to set up the next match. We're going to be seeing Artist on Ormond. Not her typical map, but should be interesting nonetheless. And we will be seeing Demonheadz, I believe, come back on the killer. They have a lot of momentum here, so if we might be seeing Fed back on the killer, or we might be seeing a different player. But either way, we'll be getting the match set up, and we'll be right back with you with another exciting matchup. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Fed coming back on the killer. Artist this time a little bit different playstyle from Nurse. We saw an exciting match one from both sides, and Demonheadz will be taking that. And now they have so much momentum here, and currently just looking for these survivors. A little bit of a split corrupt here, but there's a couple gens over in this corner that are pretty close together. And Fed is just going to be looking at this edge map and in these pillars, and so far has not seen anyone, but this is a very, very good gen setup for Fed. But we do see now Nia taking first chase here by this little shed. Birds will be on them, but are able to get it off before they are swarmed once again. It looks like they're not going to be able to make anything, as they are going to be taking an M1. This main building is extremely strong if played correctly, and actually we'll be just seeing immediate go to Shack die in the corner as far as possible. And now the survivors will be aware of Ruin's location. And we see a nice little setup here from Fed, but the setup only matters if the execution is played well. And actually, Nia was just able to W key away, and we see a body block coming in from Jake. So now Nia will be even getting some more distance, and now we're going to be going on to Jake here over at this corner. We'll be able to get the vault in time. And now, once again, Fed sets up, and the survivors just run away from it. It's how you're supposed to play against artists. And now we do see actually Nia kind of lurking around, but interesting play here from Fed to kind of slug out Tarp. A very nice pre-drop, but unfortunately will be going down very quickly after that. And now the pickup does come on to Jake, and the first gen will be popped for this first hook. And another gen pops as well, so this pain res might not have as much value as Fed wanted, but it still will help progress that R generator. I have a bit of a 4-gen here at this top side of the map, and Fed could just more than happy play this, and we see that final gen popping there in the distance. So now the 4-gen is the only thing that remains, and he's just able to sit here and look at every single gen and this hook state. The survivors of Iconic are just opting to reset and try and play for this unhook and pressure the gens. Fed now very closely to the hook. We'll be trying to confirm this second state, and it doesn't seem like any survivors are going to be trying to come in for this, so we will be possibly seeing a late tunnel out. There is the confirmed second state, and Fed is doing a good job at keeping these survivors away from the gens and away from this unhook, so there's not too much progress, and he does get a hit on a couple survivors with the birds. Looks like Jake will be trying to come in for the trade, and actually no, it will be Ace, but unfortunately Ace was not in the position to get the unhook for free. And now we're going to be seeing a commit here to Nia. Yeah, I believe that was balanced landing, so we'll be able to get some distance here. But the birds are going to be able to hit them before they get around the rock. That is a very fast down. And so a death will be coming out at 2 gens. And as we know from earlier, there wasn't too much progress here on this top side of the map. And the survivors are just resetting as we're going to be entering this 3v1. And Fed trying to get some info with his birds, but unfortunately no cigar here. And we are just going to be seeing the full reset onto these survivors. Now, the 3v1 is a little bit more difficult to play with, and we see Jake kind of trying to take some aggro, but Fed is not falling for it. He is just going to be sitting here. But we do see a little bit of commit, but the killer instinct from the birds will let them know that there is someone here at this 11 side. And currently we're just seeing a back and forth here from Fed. We know Jake is somewhat near the main building, so he is not progressing gens, and the flashlight coming out to deny the birds. And Ace will be taking chase and just heading straight to main building. And we will see a bird come onto Matar, but is able to get in that locker and deny the hit before. And extremely well placed bird, really problematic, but it doesn't injure him. It instead just swarms him, but takes a free hit for this. And this could be a very quick down in the 3-gen, but Matar dodges it. But he's heading more deeper into the 3-gen, so not where he wanted to go, but Fed doing a very good job at zoning him, and that hit just unfortunately will not be coming out. And we see Adam coming in for a potential body block, but Fed just going back and forth, trying to set up his birds here, and unfortunately will not be able to get the body block. We will be taking a free hit and down onto Matar. That is not good, and Ace is also here. All 3 survivors are in this corner. That is just not what you want to see from Iconic right now. And a Painter is coming out, who is definitely killer. Could be potentially looking at a 4K2, 4K1 roughly, but Iconic, I believe they can bring this back. You know, we saw it in the last set with Nurse. You know, Demonheadz coming back from what looked like impossible, but this time it's Iconic who has to make the comeback. And with this hook being so close to their highest progress gen, and on the side where all the gens are at, it is looking very, very good. And we catch the little bit of Ace's hat there, but Sprint Burst will deny that hit from coming out. And now Adam is the only one able to go for the unhook, but we see a missed skill check at that gen. So now Fed knows exactly where both survivors are at, and the second state will be confirmed here on to Jake. And now Fed is going to be extending a little bit here, knowing he has the pressure to do so. We will be getting a tag, and I'm curious to see if we're actually going to see a full commit here at Shack, and it looks like we are. The unhook does come out very, very well timed, and Fed going for a very interesting mind game. Doesn't catch out Trapper though, but oh my gosh, that hit through the pallet is very unfortunate. So we will be seeing the 6th hook state of the game and a fresh onto Trapper, and this could be a pain res, and it's not though. So whether that maybe they have no gen progression, but what? The last gen will be popping, and this went from what looked like a 4K1, 4K2 to now 2 survivors up, 1 is on the hook, but this is looking incredible. I can't believe they had so much gen progression. We are going to be seeing Jake by that gate. Fed, panic birding. Oh my god, and will be landing that. So now, Squario, the only survivor left, possibly getting back on the gate that Jake was at, but there is still the survivor who's on hook and is getting closer and closer to second stake as we speak. And Matar will be getting picked up here. Second stake will be confirmed here on the Trapper, and Fed just panic birding once again. And Ace will be getting unhooked here. And second wind will be coming into play in the chase. It's just gonna be, he's gonna be committing here to Jake. And Jake is death on hook, so this will be the optimal survivor. We want Squario to get out as they are fresh. But Jake does not have too much to work with here at this edge map. And we are just going to be seeing 2 outs here from Iconic. Incredible, incredible performance. And now Iconic has to come back out and match this result. And Demonheadz, I would say, has the harder task in coming out and trying to get 2 outs with 1 fresh. And we will be right back with you this time. Iconic on the killer. Welcome back, everybody. This time, Scorio on the killer. A 2K8 was the result of last match. Absolutely incredible. It was not looking like that at all, but somehow they were able to pop those last two gens without even me realizing it. And first stage is going to be happening very quickly here onto Revel, and Revel will be taking a very, very early hit. But does have quite a bit to play with and seems to get quite a bit of distance here. Is making their way towards Shack, but as we know, Artist is a very good killer at zoning, and the swarming of birds will happen here, and now Revel has to play this extremely, extremely well, but unfortunately will be going down here. And Shack Pallet will be dropped here at 5 gens, so a resource gone so quickly into the match. And a little bit of a different build here from Scorio, opting to not bring agitation instead. And a basement hook this early is not what you want if you're Demonheadz right now. However, there is a lot of generators that are far away, and we already see one gen popping here. And I see another gen popping as well too. We did see that Killer Instinct on the main building, but it was able to just pop before Scorio was able to get anywhere, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a confirmed second here. Even a confirmed death here in the basement could be the play, but the survivors are just going to be pressuring these gens into distance here, and I don't think they're going to be worried about Revel hitting second or even dying here. I think they're going to be able to get so much pressure here. And Scorio is more than happy to just sit at the shack and just send his birds across the map to try and maybe cause some regression. We do see Ruin, so Ruin getting them off the gens is going to hurt a little bit and slow the game just slightly. But as I say something, Caster Curse is going to be taking effect and it will be cleansed in a very, very nice hit here onto Lucas. We do see the second state onto Revel, but Scorio is heading back in that direction as well as Lucas here. But we are just going to be taking... Yeah, we're just going back to the shack here and trying to maybe confirm his death here onto Revel. And what? Fed will be just sneaking by and will be getting the unhook, but it's going to be a trade, and that is not... It was looking like it was just going to be a tag, but it was actually just a trade. And now Scorio is committing here on to Revel, and Revel doesn't have a lot, and so we'll be just going down pretty much almost immediately. And this is looking very, very unfortunate. And we will be saying goodbye to Revel, and that will be on a pain res hook. So some more gen regression coming out, but Fed is already picked up again, possibly Unbreakable or possibly a lurking Marvel, but just absolutely incredible performance here from Scorio as we see that bird downing Fed near the window. And possibly might be seeing another basement hook. And no, actually we're going to be dragging Fed here more into the map, and it is another pain res, so that is very killer for the survivors of Demonheadz right now. We are going to be seeing, I think it is Marvel. Actually, no, it is Lucas here, the injured survivor. And now with one person dead, Squario is able to commit to a lot more. And the mind game is not going to be won, but the balanced landing or Lithe, I'm not sure which one that is. But either way, just absolutely buying time for Demonheadz and Marvel to get that unhook. And I'm honestly surprised that we have not seen the unhook come out just yet, but we do see Marvel now rotating in for this. and a tunnel out onto Fed will be happening. And they vaulted and will be getting grabbed. That is not... Oh my god, that just hurts to watch. And no DS play will be coming out as it is banned being due to some bugs. Marvel was able to get Lucas up though, so... And, oh, just very narrowly dodging the birds, but the M1 will be coming out onto Lucas, and now the confirmed hook onto Lucas over in this 11 corner. It was not a pain res, but with the lack of progression, I'm sure there's not too much to go around here. They have a pretty nice gen split. There is a 3 gen there at the bottom side, but if Scorio can get this tunnel out here on the Fed, we'll be entering the 2v1, and with 2 gens still to go, it is looking like Iconic might be taking this set. But there is still plenty of game to play. Neither side is ruled out quite yet. Fed taking this chase into the main building here, possibly going to be able to make it to the train here. I don't know if they're going to have enough time, and they are. The bird will be coming out, but this is looking very, very rough. And going back into the main building, Scorio doing a very good job at zoning, but no birds left anymore, and now Fed is just having an absolutely incredible chase here, and the hit over the pallet will be unfortunate. We did see Lucas hitting second state for another gen popping, and once again, Fed will just be slugged out on the floor here. Possibly going for a 2-tap, but Lucas very strategically blocking the bird, making sure his teammate does not get hit here. And unfortunately, the BT timer will be running out as Lucas vaults. That is devastating here for Demonheadz. Fed will be getting off the ground now, but Lucas dead on the 2v1 entering, and now the points are looking like they need to escape right now with all gens pop, and it's very, very difficult, especially in this 2v1, but I believe in Demonheadz, and we shall see. But I think we are able to catch out a survivor here by the shack, and it is Fed, so this will be a down. Oh my gosh, he is so far away from that window. That has not got to feel good. But Squario is not happy with just getting 3 kills. He wants this 4K. And Marvel, the only survivor remaining, once again, time and time again this match, we have seen Marvel just be the last survivor standing, and the one that's going for all these unhooks, going for all the pickups, popping a generator when there's people on hooks. Like, Marvel is just doing so well, and let's see if they can continue this trend. I'm honestly surprised that Squario, did not pick Fed, considering they were at the shack. They were gonna get the guaranteed win, but like I said, Squario's just not satisfied with that 3 kills and potentially Marvel getting out unscathed. Sending out some birds here to try and get some info, but not anything quite yet. Looking all around these rocks in this edge map, and Marvel is just being a little sneaky devil here. we do see Marvel stealth by this snow pile, trying to blend in as well as he can. He is next to a gate, so if Scorio was able to pick Fed here, this could be looking like an out. And Scorio still looking for Marvel here, though. Fed getting closer and closer to that bleed out timer. But so far, nothing has. And Scorio still sending out those birds, potentially thinking Marvel's working a gen. Like we saw in that nurse set where Fed just stuck a generator with being the last survivor and injured and getting a 4K2, which was actually the difference maker in getting that first set win. So I'm curious to see, and the birds are just gonna be flying right over Marvel. Possibly getting Killer Instinct, I'm not sure, but we are just gonna be seeing the death here on the Fed, and now we see Marvel on that gate, but are the birds going to be able to get there in time? Doesn't actually get the info, so Scorio's not going to have any idea where Marvel is, but finally this bird will be connecting with Marvel on the gate, but they might have enough time to get this gate open. They were working on it quite a bit, and Scorio did have to go all the way across the map. And oh my gosh, that is just so unfortunate that Noed speed will be helping out, and that will be confirmed. 4K1. Just an incredible performance here from Iconic on the killer side. That will be the second set going to Iconic. Now we are going to be tied up 1-1 as we head in to Desslinger on Batum. I am looking forward to seeing this matchup. Desslinger usually seen on Dead Dog, on Suffo. You know, Batum is not your typical comp map, so I'm curious to see how both sides are going to be able to play this, and we will be right back with you as we get this match set up. Hello, and school is in session as we load up onto Batum Preschool here. Lucas coming on the killer for Demonheadz here, and I don't know about you guys, but this map makes me shudder when I think about pubs in this map on normal killers, but this is comp, there's balancing, there is definitely some restrictions here, so I'm curious to see how both teams are going to play, and Nia will be getting a very early pallet out of the way as we see chase happening into House of Pain, and an absolute incredible shot here from Lucas. We'll be dragging Nia right back into the basement here. We are going to be seeing that Cigar play very well into this, and now Nia doesn't have too much, and the bait here from Lucas was really good. And just another incredible shot, very, very quick down here for such a large map. And we are going to be seeing no pain res, but we are going to be seeing that good old ruin and that good old agi to get these hook placements where Lucas wants them. And I'm just informed that painters is actually banned on Deathslinger on this map, so that is why we see no pain res. So Lucas has to work with what he's got. We will be taking chase here in the main. Very interesting choice here. You know, main is considered the strong point of this map. And if I was Lucas, I would not want to go down here at all. And we actually see Adam coming in for the save. We'll be getting tagged up for it, but now the tunnel out here on to Lisu, and Wrestling is just going to be able to hold on to the last second, and will be able to wait out the BT timer. So that is a very quick down. And now one gen has been completed for this, but two hook states, and now a survivor death on hook is not in the favor of Iconic. Once again, we see Lucas heading into this main building and trying to maybe catch out a survivor that doesn't hear him drop, but unfortunately will not be catching out anyone here. And we will be going to be going right back to this hook. And so far, no survivors have been found coming in for this unhook. So I would suspect they are just pressuring these gens. And Ruin is still in play, and we hear a bit of progress here on House of Pain. And it is actually Squario who is injured, and we'll just be forcing the locker. And right as we force that locker, the unhook will be happening. The one thing about these survivors are they're just so well coordinated. Everything is perfectly coordinated with their comms. And now we're going to be taking chase here by the shack. Nia will be fully reset, so that tunnel out will be a little bit harder to get. And Lucas looks like they've lost the survivor here by the shack and goes for a shot, but I don't believe there was a survivor over there. And we are going now back to the hook. Jake dipping and dodging, trying to bait out a shot here, but unfortunately there's not much left here as Adam steals the window here. And with this pallet gone, it is definitely not the safest option, but Lucas getting a little bit lost here. Will not find Jake quite yet, and I think Jake was able to make it out of that House of Pain. And yes, we are going to be seeing them here in this mid street as second gen popping now, and what looked like a very strong start here from Lucas is slowly turning into the survivor's favor. Lucas is unable to track down the survivor, and now we are seeing a reset here onto Scorio, but Jake is still injured near this main building. A third gen is popping in the distance here. Absolutely unfortunate. This map being so spread out now with the gens, having to go inside that House of Pain especially is going to be very killer for Lucas. It did have quite a bit of progress, so we are seeing Lucas kind of monitor around here, but now the full reset. So 4 healthy survivors are able to pressure these gens all around the map. That has got to feel rough for Lucas right now. And Iconic Survivor's not getting caught out, and just as I say something, we actually catch out our Death on Hook survivor Lisu, and this is looking like a very good short chase, but we see Jake coming in for a potential body block, and we'll be trying to body block it, but actually slides right past, and Neo will be going down here, and that will be the death here at 2 gens. Could be the potential game changer here for Lucas. And now Jake is forced off of generators, so uh, the gen progression will be a little bit slower than the survivors want. They want to get to this end game. They want to get out. And now, oh my gosh, just an absolute beautiful shot over this car here, using that cigar to its maximum value. And Squirrel will be taking chase here to back of main. Lucas has not reloaded yet though, so Squirrel is going to have a little bit to play with, and we are seeing the reload now, and oh my god, just a beautiful shot, but I don't think Lucas is going to be able to get that down, unfortunately, but we'll be able to catch up fairly quickly as we make it to a very unsafe pallet here, and just absolute incredible performance here from Lucas on the Deathslinger. You know, making these shots look so easy, and it's just another pub game for Lucas here. Second hook will be coming out onto Scorio. Still 2 gens remaining though. And now 1 gen remaining. But that is a gen that Lucas does not care too much about. House of Pain being very hard to get pressure on. And we see Camaraderie come out onto Scorio, which means a survivor is nearby. And again, very interesting perk. You don't typically see it in comp, but it is a good time saver. So Scorio is going to be able to sit on this hook just for a little bit longer and maybe potentially allow these survivors to pop that last generator and make it to the end game. Lucas, though, has a little bit of a surprise if they make it to the end game. And the unhook comes out, but Lucas is just leaving it. He knows that the survivor is pressuring the street gen, and it is going to be the Nancy. It's a fresh, which is very, very good for points, and getting a very quick shot off, and just this time not opting to get the cigar value and just taking the M1. Ruin is still in place, so I'm curious to know if they found it or not, and just an absolute incredible shot, dragging Nancy over into this corner, and just absolutely incredible. Last gen will be popping, but the survivors are in a rough spot. These gens, or these gates, I should say, are not in the ideal spot, especially with one being next to the hook, and that is so unfortunate. This heart is being caught out. A shot through the rock. What? I am just speechless. That was incredible. We are, I believe, seeing the second wind come out onto Nancy. But still, no one in the back pocket. That is incredible. That speed is going to help him get this map. They might see that totem back there and think it's Noed, but instead is actually Ruin, and Noed will be in the main building here. But I'm curious to see if they're going to try and play for this unhook, or if they're just going to go and get their escapes as much as they can. This hook being in the midst of both gates is not ideal for Iconic, but if they play it well, they actually get this gate open and a shot coming out, but it's just barely missing the survivor here at the exit gate. And I'm sure they're not going to be sticking around too long. And we do see Adam actually kind of staying in, and we see Matar getting closer to that second stage, and will be confirmed second stage now. And actually, Adam will be coming in for the unhook. Nancy was able to get away at this main building, but it looks like we are just going to be seeing the confirmed death here on Matar, a 2k9, I believe. And as we see Scorio leaving, and I'm sure we're going to see Nancy leave here very shortly. There should be no reason they are looking around. And we are going to confirm this hook onto Matar. Honestly, an extremely solid result, and we are seeing the cleanse on the Noed, but if Nancy isn't careful here, they might be getting caught out, but I think they are just able to escape for free. And we will be right back with you. Iconic coming back on Killer. We'll be right back as we get this next match set up. Welcome back, everybody. Scorio on the killer. A very solid result from Lucas on the last time, and now he is on the serve side trying to get these gens popped and the outs happening. And a very different build. We're swapping out that agitation we saw Lucas bringing out, and one that we typically see on Deathslinger in pub matches is Surge. Deathslinger able to drag the survivors where he wants them. So I'm curious to see on a map like this if he's going to be able to get much value. And Lucas showing an excellent showcase of his looping against Deathslinger, where he is just going to be leaving this and missing his third shot. We saw a very early down the first match, but this one is going to be getting extended just a little bit, and we are making our way to the House of Pain. Victorious. Oh, but that is not what Marvel wanted. He is getting caught out. We'll be taking a free tag here, but opting to not drop the pallet, so maybe using this resource later on could be what they're hoping for. And Marvel's pathing here is just incredible here. Was able to make it to the middle of the street, and now we'll be going back to House of Pain, and that pallet will be finally dropped. And the mind game here coming out from Scorio. Can Marvel win it? And he's doing an incredible job so far. And Scorio has to just commit, and he swings and a miss. Now he's just forced to break this, and Marvel just bought so much time for Demonheadz here. And is going to be continuing this. He is still going. He is still up and running. Unfortunately, though, will be taking this down, but not before a gen is popping. One gen gone, but also one hook state. And we saw, I believe, last time it was 2 hook states for one gen. And another gen also pops in the distance, so the survivors of Demonheadz looking very, very dominant right now. And a third gen is popping in the distance here. That is just incredible. Scorio now probably feeling the pressure. He can't commit to this second state, but he also can't afford to let these survivors work the gens. So he has to go back and forth between the two, and that leaves a lot of room for the survivors to sneak in and get this unhook. Leaves a lot of room for them to get a lot of pressure on the gens, and it just leaves a lot of room for mistakes on Scorio's behalf. And Lucas is getting caught out here, but the unhook does come out before second state, which is very, very big. And interesting move from Marvel here. Kind of just goes out into the middle and will be going down practically immediately after this unhook. Not sure what his game plan was there, but Lucas being injured here, he's going to be getting hit with the reel in, and 2 survivors down now. Wow. And second hook will be confirmed here onto Marvel. And it's in a fairly good spot, and actually not going for this hook right here, but instead going all the way to the back of main. And however, these Demonhead survivors are just demons on these generators. And since there is no pain res, there's going to be very difficult to stop this progression. Surge has not gotten too much value, honestly, this game, but there is still quite a bit of game with 2 survivors on the hook. We could still see a crazy comeback here from Iconic. Lucas will be getting unhooked here at the front of main, but Marvel is still stuck here at the back of main. No survivor rotating in quite yet. Could potentially be seeing a death here if the survivors are just doubling or tripling a gen. And what a shot here. That was just absolutely incredible. Fed will be getting tagged here, and no! Cigar coming in value. What an absolute crazy value from Cigar. And so we will be seeing the death onto Marvel, and now a hook state onto Fed, who is a fresh. And if the survivors are not on those generators, we see a missed skill check, so that will be a little bit of gen regression. And Lucas coming here to the main building is injured and will not be able to get the save. This is looking so rough here for Demonheadz now. They had everything under control, and then that Cigar play just was able to deny so much. Having 4 survivors in the match, and actually Lucas getting caught out guard here, didn't realize that Scorio was still in main and getting stuck on the pallet, will be going down, and just the immediate pickup here. And I'm curious to see if Revel is just trying to get this last gen done, or if he's going to be going in for the end hook onto Fed. Fed is getting very close to that second hook state, so they need to be very, very mindful of what they are up to right now. And we see a little bit of progression here. And we actually see Revel getting caught out here outside of... What a shot! That firecracker was not able to come in time, and Revel will be going down, and this will be a 4K1 here on Batum. Absolutely just insane. I was not expecting this at all. Iconic taking the third set, and they will be going up in the series 2-1. I'm mind blown right now. Just absolutely mind blown that this is how this game ended. You know, survivors, the Demonheadz survivors were just taking out these gens, and unfortunately though, they are going to be caught out, and we will be going on to Wraith set. Should be an exciting match, so don't go anywhere as we are getting down to this finals of Epoch. Hope everyone is enjoying the stream, hope everyone is enjoying these games, and we will be right back in a second. Alrighty, we are back. Wraith, Fractured Cowshed. Gonna be an interesting matchup here, and Iconic has so much momentum here. Already catching out Lucas here, and we see no Corrupt, which is gonna be interesting, and a pretty standard build other than that. You know, your Swift Hunt, Shadow Dance add-ons here. We'll be taking a tag here onto Lucas here. Sloppy Butcher gonna be very, very key here. And getting out some really good pallets here early on. Shadow Dance is just going to be able to eat those pallets up like crazy. And will not be enough. Lucas going down through the pallet. That always hurts to see. And a very quick down. You know, Corrupt would have not gotten any value anyways. So Wario knows how to play this. And Pain Red already coming out very early into the match. And this is a fairly good hook here. You know, we have a couple gens nearby and this one near the mid. So a little bit of a 3-gen here. Now we are just going to be scouring around main, and we actually catch out Marvel here, who gets body blocked and will be taking a free tag. And this could get out of hand very quickly if the survivors are not careful. Lucas did get unhooked, but 2 survivors injured with Sloppy Butcher. Never a good sign if they don't reset. And it looks like we're going to be trying to catch out Survivor here at Shack, but so Squario was not able to see anyone and is just going to be heading back towards this kind of 3-gen area. And we are just going to be applying Eruption to some of these gens around this main building. A pretty disgusting almost 4-gen, 5-gen kind of scenario. You know, with Wraith speed, he's able to just zip around this map anyways. And Squario is just more than happy to just apply Eruption to all these generators. Still no reset coming into Marvel or Lucas, so I'm curious to see if they're just pressuring out gens and Marvel playing a little bit dangerous here and actually will be punished for it. Shack Pallet going down as well. He is so far away from that pallet. That does not bode well here for the Demonheadz survivors, and a basement hook is very unfortunate here. That ping coming into play from I think these survivors are from different regions, so it is a little bit rough on the ping, and Lucas does get reset here, but a hook in basement here with head getting caught out here. Will just not taking the risk, and Shadow Dance is just going to be breaking that extremely fast. The unhook will be coming out pretty quickly here, but still 2 hook states right now and not a single gen to show for it. If it keeps going like this, we could be seeing some very unfortunate results, and a double vault coming in, catching out Marvel off guard. Detective Tap is nearby here for the save at the pallet. Actually, Marvel was able to get to that pallet and potentially seeing maybe a body block, but no, actually Marvel is sticking around the shack here. And oh my gosh, that is so close. Squirrel is swinging for the hills right now. 2 gens do pop for this, and now survivors are looking in a little bit better of a spot now. This will be the second hook though onto Marvel, and potentially a pain res as we saw them being hooked in the basement the first time. And it was not a pain res, so either the survivors have no gen progression or it was just not a scourge hook. Unlucky for Squirrel, and we catch out Fed just coming for the unhook here. Isn't actually opting to go for it quite yet. Trying to play this TNL, trying to buy so much time. We'll be getting tagged, and it looks like it's just going to be a immediate trade here. And if this was not a score trick, this is actually a pretty solid trade here. You know, you don't want to trade on scourge hooks to give that immediate pain res and that immediate gen regression. But now Scorio is going to be tunneling out Marvel here, trying to get this 3v1 as quick as possible. That Bloodlust is kicking in, but the swing will be missing here. Bamboozle will not be able, or Bamboozle not in play here to stop this window, and Marvel is playing this tile extremely well. And we are seeing Scorio cloak up to try and catch up, make some distance here onto Marvel. And Marvel has just nothing in this corn and will finally eventually be going down. The pickup on Fed did happen though, so the survivors keeping up their balance between gen progress and saving their fellow teammates. That was a pain res, but we see a third gen popping anyways. That new change to pain res showing up and just not being very much useful. Lucas will be getting tagged here and not tapped. And actually we see Revel also nearby at this hill, and speed is just so killer, and that Swift Hunt add-on allowing Scorio to unhook cloak quicker will be getting that tag also quicker. Now all three survivors are injured. This is very dangerous, and Scorio took a second there, stopped and smelled the roses, but actually was just looking out for Lucas here, and he does hear him at the edge map. So a very quick down, and this is the problem here. 3v1 now, all survivors are injured, and Sloppy Butcher is in play. Not where you want to be if you're Demonheadz right now. And this could potentially snowball for Iconic. And we actually see another gen getting popped, and then a beautiful mind game from Fed. That was absolutely incredible. He even sold me on that. I thought he was getting down there for sure. And Revel will be getting the unhook here onto Lucas, but Scorio is going right back to this hook. And still, no resets coming out. And Sloppy Butcher is going to be coming into play, and Lucas a very, very quick down. No DS is in play, so we will be saying goodbye to Lucas. Thank you for playing, and 2v1 will commence. This is a difficult spot to come back from. There was quite a bit of progress here on this hill gen, but it's not quite enough to just pop, and we are just seeing Scorio apply that eruption here, and once again, putting on his binoculars, trying to scout out these survivors. Very good gen split, so we could be seeing a potential another gen pop if Scorio just decides to sit here. And now Scorio is fed up. He is gotta look at these other gens, and now we see Revel caught out here. This is where the spot that Marvel died earlier. There's just absolutely nothing here, and will deny just a little bit longer, but eventually will be going down, and that eruption value coming into play. We'll be seeing exactly where Fed is going, and this is looking like a 4K1 on Fractured. Just incredible, incredible gameplay here. Definitely a beatable result from Demonhead's perspective, but also still they can get outs here, and Fed will be going up on this hook, confirming a 4K1 if Revel is not found, but we know where Revel was at, and with Wraith speed, we're going to be able to just go around. Practically has built-in Deerstalker, and yes, we are just going to be seeing Revel now being picked up. Demonheadz did an incredible job, but I think they just played a little bit too aggressive here, not getting those resets, and then especially, Sloppy Butcher is going to be denying that a lot. And I'm curious to see how Demonheadz is going to come out on the killer. They have a very, very playable win con, not the most impossible, but still a rough one to play for, especially if Iconic plays very well. And we are just waiting out these death timers here. And I'm curious to see. We could be seeing a potential last set and not going to the tiebreaker. And hopefully Demonheadz comes out with something and comes out swinging. But don't go anywhere, guys. This is the finals. This possibly could be the last set we are seeing for Epoch until Season 2. And we will be right back as we get this next match set up. Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to what might possibly be the last set, and Lucas has a monumental task ahead of him here. 4K1, not crazy strong, but we are going to be seeing two survivors actually caught out here. Matar taking a free tag here, and a little bit of the different add-ons here. We typically see the Shadow Dance that eats through the pallets very quickly, but instead we're seeing Windstorm this time, allowing Lucas to just, scour this map quicker than typical. And Sloppy Butcher still is in play, and this pallet will be going down here, but Jake does not have too much. He does have main building still, but this chase needs to last quite a long time if he's going to be able to get these gens going. Two solid pilots out of the way. We still have that main building, and Luke is just going to be leaving now. Knowing he has this 4K1 to play for, he needs to apply pressure all around the map, and that's his idea with this Windstorm. And actually, we'll be getting caught out here. Scorio not going for that window. We'll just be taking a free tag, and now Eruption's going to be applied. And Lucas does see a crow get disturbed here at the shack, and it is Nancy. She might be able to get back in time, but no, is getting tagged. No shack pallet will be dropped. Now 3 survivors injured. Lucas kind of playing a different kind of playstyle here, playing more so of a hit and run playstyle. We did see that commit onto Jake very early, but now a reset does come out. So possibly Sloppy Butcher getting removed, but once again, we're just taking another hit here onto Jake. And that main pallet will be going down, but Lucas does not care about that whatsoever. Trying to get the body block with Windstorm, but unfortunately he's just not able to. And one gen does pop for no downs, but Lucas is continuously catching out these survivors. They are down near a pallet, but Lori getting hit here as well. That is not what they needed. And potentially a pallet save. No, Matar will be going up onto the hook here, and the first pin res of the game will be coming out. 3 survivors injured, 1 on the hook, 1 gen popped. This is rough for Iconic. And if they are not careful, they could be meeting their demise very quickly if they snowball. But getting a very good stun here, so just denying the quick break, and Lucas will just be cloaking and heading right back to the hook. And we actually catch out Lori here working this gen. Is going to be able to get a little bit of distance, but not quite enough to get anywhere. And now the second hook of the game. The survivors are dropping like flies right now. Being injured is definitely not what they want to be, especially with an open map like this fractured cowshed. A second pain res will be coming in, so denying even more of that gen progression. Scorio getting caught out. Actually, no, Matar getting caught out here. We did see Scorio near that edge map, but Matar going down very quickly will be a 6 hook for him. And jeez, this is not looking good for Iconic. Just hook trade after hook trade is not the key to success. However, it appears they have slowed down quite a bit. They are going for this reset here, but Sloppy Butcher is going to be denying that. And that could have been very, very dangerous. But thankfully, Nancy will be getting the stun into him. And now the unhook onto our death hooked Jake. Can Lucas find him for this early tunnel out? 4 gens, that would be impeccable. And not quite finding him just yet, but actually we will be seeing him here at this TNL, going for the mind game here, and will be winning it just for now, but they're not in a very safe spot, so they have to be extremely careful if they want to extend this chase more. And this RNG is not favorable for Iconic here. A TNL into dead zone into TNL, not what you were looking for. But Scorio is nearby for a body block, and that is exactly what we're going to be seeing. And both survivors now, Nancy and Lori, are reset, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see another body block coming out, but Windstorm just doing its thing and actually loses the 50-50 here. So Matar is going to be going down here, and this is going to be a death here at 4 gens. Absolutely incredible performance from Lucas. We are catching out Lori here. Not pop, eruption being applied to this gen, but 3v1 is rough, especially with 4 gens remaining. Lucas does have, or not Lucas, Nancy has Shack Pallet still available to use, but they are being very greedy, and Lucas is just deciding to leave. He said, nope, I don't have Bamboozle to deal with this. I'm just going to be leaving this chase and finding Lori out here at a very another safe pallet. It seems like one side of the map has really good pallets and the other side has 0 pallets whatsoever. And a swing and a miss here onto Lisu, and just absolutely incredible performance here. Unfortunately, though, will be taking this hit. The ball is too slow. Goryo not being reset here makes me think they are just pressuring our gen over in the corner or possibly main. And we see this gen has such high progress, and indeed it was Scorio. Now back to this TNL that Batar played very phenomenally earlier. And let's see if... Oh, that is just sad to see. And a missed skill check on that far generator plus eruption value. Seeing, I think, both survivors here is very, very devastating here for Iconic. Does have a seawall, but that pallet will just be broken almost immediately. And to the comp corner we go. 4K4 could potentially be a 4K3. Still, either way, Lucas coming out and just performing so well. And there is no hooks in this corner, so forced to drop Nancy, and another gen will be done. So 2 gens now being done, and 2 survivors are up. Scorio being picked up. And very, very good patience here, but there's not too many resources to work with now. And as the resources get thinned out, it's going to be more and more hits taken. And we still see Lisu slugged on the ground. Lucas is not able to pick them at all as they will wiggle out. But we see Squirrel getting caught out here at this edge map, and will be taking a very fast down. Now finally Lisu will be being picked up from Nancy. But still, that's gotta hurt. Not a pain res here, but it is a fresh here. So Scorio is going to be able to sit there a little bit longer than other survivors. Nancy getting caught out here. This pallet is dropped, but it's just an immediate break, and this windstorm just catching up so quickly. Now both survivors are going to be injured, and it looks like we catch out. No, it's just Nancy once again, but dying here near this hook is not good. Dying through the pallet, very unfortunate here. And Lisu, the last remaining survivor here for Iconic. Are they going to pressure another gen? Are they going to get this unhooked? What is going through their minds as we speak? And I do believe we see some blood pools here. Lori getting caught out here at Shack trying to play for the hatch. Does make it to the window, but again, I believe this is going to be pretty much for nothing, and another swing and a miss. Lucas getting a little bit too excited at this 4K2 here, but this could potentially still turn out in Iconic's favor if somehow Lori loops long enough for the survivors to die, or the bleed out might play a major impact into denying those points. But Lisu is doing an incredible job so far, only having Shaq in a window to work with and making Lucas work for this. But eventually will be going down here at the window. 4K2, I believe that is going to be the confirmed set win for Demonheadz, so we'll be seeing a tiebreaker set come in 2-2. This is what we live for. Finals match going all the way back to the 5th game, and if we do see, though, this unpickable corner coming into play and flip-flop tenacity, the unhookable build. So, if Lucas does not play this correctly, we could be seeing a potential out, and that could be what makes or break this set. But nope, Lucas is playing it safe. He is just going for the hatch close. So that will be the confirmed 4K2 provided he finds Nancy on the ground. But our tiebreaker is an interesting one. Demo on Eyrie of Crows. Not a crazy strong map, but it's going to be interesting to see. And Lucas will be finding Nancy, but as we mentioned, no hooks in this corner. And with that flip-flop, she will be wiggling off here any second. And we could just be seeing her go back to this corner. And that is exactly what we see doing. This is so rough for... So rough. Are going to be seeing the down and trying to maybe get this hook. I don't think he's going to be able to get anywhere, though, without agitation. But thankfully, the endgame collapse death will confirm the points anyways. So whether as long as they don't bleed out, I believe the points will be just staying intact. Hopefully Lucas knows this. But we are now taking this final chase here at the TNL. Nancy holding those check spots and just winning this 50-50. Bloodlust will be coming in, and Nancy kind of gets stuck here at the wall, so she will be finally going down. And this time, not going to be in that corner, so there will be a hook nearby. Hopefully, maybe, potentially. It's going to be close, I think. But we will begin the confirmed 4K2. Absolutely incredible performance from Lucas here. Just outstanding job of creating this pressure all around the map with his Windstorm add-on and Sloppy Butcher. So we will be coming right back with demo on Eyrie of Crows. Make sure to stick around for that. We are back again. Look familiar, it's Eerie of Crows, not your typical comp map, and definitely not one for Demogorgon. So I'm curious to see. Lucas is coming back on the killer. He has performed outstandingly today on the killer side and on the survivor side as well. You know, both of these teams coming out and fighting it down to the last set. We love to see these close matches. We don't want to see blowouts, and both of these teams are just putting their everything into winning this. And we're just going to be setting up some portals here, and we are going to catch out Nancy here. A very close shred, but unfortunately, Nancy was able to get around there, and they are going to be aware of that ruin spot. That is a very unfortunate ruin spot for Lucas, out in the open with nothing to protect. And a very quick TP back over into this corner of the map, trying to maybe catch out survivors here, but unfortunately not able to yet. But Jake trying to get this. Oh no, Nancy was going for the ruin here and actually gets caught out here with a shred. My apologies. And now continuing chase here to the shack. A very, very good dodge of the firecracker and the shred coming through the pallet. Very unlucky here on Nancy. Ruin is cleansed, but Lucas was counting on that as we see Pop in the back pocket. Now we'll have Pop Pain Res as the two progressions, and we see a very interesting add-on here. Lycan, I believe it's called, and we are able to see the survivor's auras when teleporting. So that is an interesting thing to see. Comp and Jake getting hit through the window here, and not where you want to be taking chase here, especially near this hook here. And now continuing on to Jake, will be getting the miss, but now Lucas is going to be trying to maybe catch up more survivors with this. Actually fakes the teleport. We do see the unhook coming out onto Nancy, and now potentially a tunnel out coming would be nice. No gens have popped quite yet, but I'm sure we will be seeing a couple here soon. Not getting the mind game correct, so Nancy will be down very quickly. And at the last second, Lucas sees Scorio sitting there crouched, waiting for the flashlight save. And that was definitely a sniper right here. And a beautiful bait here from Lucas, trying to throw off Nancy. No flashlight coming in this time, but we will be seeing the first generator pop and the second hook state for Nancy. And trying to see some more survivors here, but no survivors were detected with that portal. And just going to be applying pressure to this gen that's about halfway done. And once again, seeing this, we do see two survivors, one by the shack and one by the main building here. And we'll be deciding to go for the main person here, Lori, trying to crouch attack, but just unfortunately was not able to dodge that. And now Lucas gonna be maybe confirming the death here on Nancy. And these survivors have to be trying to get this trade in at least, because 3v1 is not what you want, especially at 4 gens. We saw it last match with the raid, and we saw how well that turned out for them. But Nancy is dying, and Lycan getting value once again. But I'm not sure if Lucas quite saw them, and we are seeing main building get complete. So 2 gens now done as we're entering the 3v1. I believe Lori was the one nearby. Actually, no, there is Jake. But all he has is a crater, and we'll be taking a free M1. But now Lucas is going to just be leaving this, trying to catch out maybe the survivor here. And unfortunately for Lucas, it's Squario, the one healthy survivor. the survivor that he does not want to find. Was gonna kick it, but he opts to not. And now, does he commit to Squario or does he try and portal back? And he catches out 2 survivors here. And this add-on is getting so much value here. It's actually incredible. It's, I mean, it is an eerie add-on for a reason, but typically banned in comp, but not in this league. And now, I believe this was, no, it is going to be Lisu getting zoned, but able to make it to this mid side. And they have a lot of resources still up, which is very shocking, especially for Eerie of Crows. You know, a lot of these pallets are pretty safe for the most part, and to see some of them still up is just incredible, especially with I mean, you would think that they are just trying to have as much a long as chase possible, but as I say so, Lisu will be going down, and we actually catch up Matar here, injured, and they are going to a very unsafe place, but that shred just barely missing, and that down will be coming out, but not before a 3rd gen is popped. Squario just sitting on that gen, possibly considering to pick up onto Lisu here, and exactly what we see. And this is back and forth pressure here. I'm curious to see how this game is going to play out, and I'm curious to see how the next set will be played out as well. And now Lucas deciding it is best to come back here for Matar. Still 3 pain reses in the back pocket plus pop, so could be seeing a screw check here, which would be very, very needed here. And it is indeed a pain res, so Lucas knows there is a survivor nearby. These scratch marks and blood pools giving it away here, but Lisu is able to get a bit of distance here and allows Squario to get the unhook without trade, without taking a hit or anything. But now is in a very tricky situation and will be going down. A very good bait here from the shred. Too risky to go for that, so just getting the M1 down, and another pain res coming out and trying to find a survivor here. This add-on, Lycan, has just shown so much value this game, and you gotta think that's why it's typically banned. Just absolutely so much info for like Lucas, and it is paid off this game and will be getting that hit just narrowly. Now both survivors injured. It's gonna make it very difficult to go for this unhook. Squario is actually caught out here, and almost a deja vu, getting hit by the exact same shred they got hit with the first time in this chase. And it looks like they were trying to stick the gen, but just weren't able to pop it in time, as Matar now takes chase here to the main building. And if they're able to get out of this situation, we could be seeing a recovery here, but Lucas not letting Matar get anywhere close to recovering this. But they do get that window, so the game is still playable. And unfortunately, Matar just not seeing the demo puppy above that coffin. And this will be a confirmed 4K2. Another 4K2 from Lucas here. You know, they had so much momentum going into this. You know, they did start off rough. They went down 2-1 to Iconic, but then they came back, won the Deathslinger set, or the Wraith set, my apologies. And coming into this final set, just giving it all that they have, and very solid result, I would say. 4K2 on Area of Crows with demo is very, very good. seeing Scorio be put up on the hook. Now it's up to Iconic to come out on the killer side and beat a 4K2. This is it, folks. That comes down to the wire. And we will be right back with the last set of the finals for Epoch. I hope everyone is enjoying the games today. I hope everyone is enjoying your day. And we will be right back. Everyone, welcome back to the final set. Gorio coming out on Killer. We saw him before on Killer, and now seeing him back here on the demo of Eerie of Crows. My apologies. It has been a very long day, and we see the same add-ons, the same build. So now it is just a matter of skill difference. And let's see if Squirrelio is up to the task of getting a 4K2 or better here to confirm the win for Iconic. Now, we're taking a chase here on the Fed. A very early down, or hit, I should say. And we are heading to this main building. We didn't see a lot of this main building in the first game, which is very interesting because it's such a strong building here. And oh no, Fed is going to be going down very quickly here. So Corrupt gonna be going down now. However, getting a hook here at the top of main could be very interesting. No pain res is interesting. And Ruin did just get cleansed there in the distance. And now Chase will be continuing on to Lucas. See if Scorio commits here, but actually looks like he will just be putting a portal nearby this popped generator now and heading back to this hook. And trying to get some value from this Lycan add-on, but no survivor nearby. And if you're Demonheadz, you're just trying to get these gen progressions and pops as quick as possible. And Marvel does get hit here over at this TNL, and the unhook comes out. So Demonheadz just once again proving their absolute insane coordination here. And oh no, Marvel getting hit here at Shack. But full reset does come into Fed, so you know those tunnel outs that we saw quickly happen last match aren't going to be as quick this time around. Our first pain res stack will be used, and a missed skill check over here is going to help Gorio out just in the slightest. That pop will be coming out to the gen, which is about halfway. And interesting that Gorio is putting portals near gens. That way he can get this pressure going as quick as possible. And the unhook happened, and we are just going to be going back into this corner of the TNL. And this time, no reset will be coming out, but actually Lucas is the one taking chase here, so he will be taking a hit, and Squario is going to be committing here. Possibly trying to get another pain res. This pallet will be going down, but at this 4-wall, it looks like a 4-wall, and can they get the vault? And a mind game coming out from Lucas. Absolutely well played. Now playing the long wall, and probably just going to be dying in the edge map here. And instead, he's going to be dying. But one gen has popped, and another gen did pop, and that is so good, because now the pressure is on for Iconic. Scorio would have to 4K almost now or the next gen, and that wasn't even a pain res, so this gen progression has got to be looking crazy here. Like in getting info on 2 survivors that we see. One of them is at main, which again, we talked about this earlier, is a super strong tile for survivors. They can loop it extremely well, and Scorio now just heading back, but we don't see any survivor going in for this unhook just yet. We do actually see a survivor Fed nearby, but I think he's just trying to buy some time. That way they can get gen done. A hit will be going on as we go back to this main building, and the difference is from last game to this game, survivors are utilizing this main building extremely well, and he does have this god palette here, but now he's gonna have nothing left. But all he can do is just buy time. The locker will deny, just few seconds, but now Fed will be being picked up. 3 hook states for 2 gens. It is looking extremely rough. Another painter is coming out though. Second hook onto Fed. Survivors playing this extremely safe. They are opting to reset. They're not playing aggressive. They are pre-leaving these gens, even though they need only just one more. They want to make sure that they do not make any mistake and allow Scorio to snowball this game. And now Revel taking space here. He is a fresh hook, and it will be a pain res if Scorio is able to find a Scourge hook. But, you know, it's been back and forth on these hooks, so not a gen pop quite yet. Revel trying to use as much health as he can, but he's not able to make it back to this one. And a very quick pickup. He is kind of on the pallet, but no survivor will be nearby, as they are just going to be resetting in the main building. And a pain res comes out once again, and just like an add-on, showing that there is a person working this gen near Shack. Very, very fast unhook, but Scorio does not care about this at all. He's going to get this pop onto the gen, and now a very early pre-dropped Shack pallet, I believe. Fed not risking anything right now. This has been such an intense match, and I'm curious to see how it's going to play out. We see another gen pop, which means that Scorio would have to 4K right now in order to meet this win con. And we see a little bit of tethering here. Oh gosh, Lucas does get hit through the window, but this gen is so painfully close. The survivors are just splitting up their pressure as we see them pre-leaving here. Fed doing his best and will win the 50-50 even with the aura reading. And now Scorio has got to be panicking. I would not be wanting to be in this situation here. These survivors are doubling this gen, but they're not going to be able to pop it just in time. And now it's looking like we're going to be committing here onto the Kate. Does not have any pallet to work with anymore. And will be taking a very early down, but if I'm these survivors, I'm pressuring these gens, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see 2 gens popping here for this. This gen is so close, and unfortunately Ace is pushed off of it. This is a pain res too. Now, Scorio has to get all the way to the other side of the map. The portals are going to be helping here. I'm curious that the survivors haven't been, you know, breaking them more often. A quick unhook coming out. This is down to the wire. It's just getting closer and closer. Fourth gen popping though, and the last gen also popping. That is just so unfortunate. Both teams coming out here playing extremely well, but unfortunately, or fortunately I guess for Demonheadz, unfortunately for Iconic, Demonheadz was just able to come out on top here. They will be your finals winner for Epoch of Annihilation here. A 3 out here on Eerie of Crows. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you everyone for supporting the stream. We hope to see you next season, and congratulations to Demonheadz once again for taking this first place, and congratulations for Iconic for making it this far too. That is not an easy task. Coming through all the way to the finals is just an incredible feat, and we will catch you the next time we are live. Hope everyone has a wonderful day, night, wherever you are, and we will catch you next time. Later.